Alright, let's get this show on the road. I don't want to take up too much of your time with this video here. Just kind of wanted to give a quick update of basically everything that's been going on. I know that I had initially intended on working on some Doom for Christmas, but clearly that didn't happen. An opportunity to get moved into a much bigger house popped up, and time was of the essence, so I seized the opportunity, and I've been moving over the holidays. I finally got the studio set up and everything today, so I should be able to get back going with everything. Made some big improvements. Even got a new camera that's actually designed for low-level light, so things will look a lot cleaner, a lot smoother. So yeah, it should be good to get back to working on Doom. First question, though, is why didn't Doom get finished in the first place? I recorded all of the footage for that game within about 2 or maybe 3 weeks of it coming out, somewhere in that range. And I just slowly edited it over time, but when it came time to edit the last video, that entire file was corrupted, completely unusable. It was like green, like the whole screen was green, and it only recorded like 5 minutes of footage, and I didn't catch it until it was way too late. By that point, it had updated the game multiple times and had changed quite a few things. The game needed quite a few improvements in my mind, and they actually did make those improvements. Dark Ages, to me, is at least when it came out, was a good game that had about 1 million minor annoyances in it, and all of those different annoyances really detracted from the experience. So it was a game that was good, but it was kind of difficult for me to recommend. I remember talking to Jonathan about it, and he was asking like, "Oh, how good is it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's good, but you know, there's all these problems with it." But most of that has been fixed and all that, and I got used to playing the game very differently from the way I played it when it first came out. There's a lot of different really awesome accessibility settings that I tweaked and really had a good time with. So by the time all of that had happened, and I tried to just go ahead and re-record what I had, but the problem is that you can't re-record your first impression of things. And secondly, since all of those updates had happened, and since I got used to playing the game differently, it just felt wrong to go from where I had left off, and then like trying to force the end of the game to work when it obviously just played and felt so differently. I tried probably 3 or 4 times, and I maybe made it 5 minutes in each time and just killed the recording right there. Just didn't feel right. It sucked. But now that the game is in a really, really good place, and I've got the new rig and everything built, it seemed like the appropriate time. One of the reasons I didn't do it a bit earlier than that is simply because I wanted to make sure that I left myself enough time to have a buffer for the Halloween episode, because I want to do the Berserker mod a few months in advance. Like, just seeing stuff about that, I was like, that looks like it's probably going to be pretty good. And I thought it would be neat to go back to Resident Evil 4, but with a completely different twist on it, where I know the game, but I don't know what it's going to do. And it turned out basically, honestly, better than I thought it was going to. That mod was something else. It was a really, really good time to be like, for somebody who's really good at it. I've put a lot of time into that game, but it just threw curveball after curveball at me. And it's definitely one of those things that the more you know that game, the better that mod is. And I think I started working on that in like late August, maybe early September, somewhere in that time frame. And I still missed the Halloween deadline, but hey, I got 2 out of 3 out pretty quick. But I mean, that whole editing process was very different since I started so much earlier. I really wanted to make sure that I had enough time to sit down and make it an actual special, instead of it just being yet another playthrough that drags on for 2-3 months or whatever. But it turned out great. I initially wanted to go ahead and just do the Separate Ways mod, the Valkyrie mod, but honestly, after that I was kind of burnt out, and then Cameron and I, we built that Doom rig, and I was like, you know what, no, the Ultra Nightmare Before Christmas is the most clever fucking name I think I've ever come up with for a video. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go back to Doom. So eventually, I'm definitely gonna do the Valkyrie mod. Oh, don't you worry. I'm not gonna let that one slide, but I don't know when it'll get done, but hopefully in the relatively near future, probably this year, if I had to guess. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give some quick updates as to what's going on, and Doom will be following up shortly. So I will see you then.